And here we go.
I'm doing this with you?
Yeah, you can do that. Girl I had on my cover show last night did it too. She wanted to snap.
Yeah, yeah. Why not? I feel like on Seinfeld.
There you go.
Elaine.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. Already the 3rd of December. It's unbelievable. It's kind of mild out there. We're supposed to have some weather this weekend, but we don't sweat it. We live in New England, and we love it. So I got a great show tonight, a beautiful young lady, an actress guest. Before we get there, we got a kind of a little slew of underwriters because we missed a week for Thanksgiving. Hope you all had a good one. Got to read them off, and then we will commence with the show as usual. We got Auto Country, King of the Used Car in Abington. We got Sweezy Fence Erectors in Whitman. We got Schnell Performance Auto and Truck in Bridgewater. We got Dancer's Dream in Whitman. We got Royal Pizza in Rainham. We got the Loon Witch in Rainham. We got Tony's Auto Wrecking at Broadway in Taunton. Used Tires Mechanic Dealership by Sigfrido. We got Lynch's Auto Towing and Cycle Truck Center. One number for in Brockton. One number for towing, one number for projects. We got P&L Paintball in Bridgewater. We got Eli's Auto Repair in Taunton. We got Brighter Days Hair Salon in Taunton. We got Joe's Diner in Taunton. Brighter Days is a new one. We got Checker Cab in Taunton. We got Avocados Mexican Cuisine in Stoughton. We got Grant's Rental in Bridgewater. We got Brighton Tire Service in Brockton. We got Easton Fitness right here in the Village Shops in Northeastern. We got Robin's Corner Flower Shop in Taunton. That's a new one. We got UBG Laser Soft and Air Tag in Bridgewater. We got Doggie Boutique. All-Breed Professional Grooming, run by my great next-door neighbor, Debbie Siddell in Brockton. We got A1's Tire and Auto Center in Brockton. We got Shovel Shop Spirits right here in Northeastern. We got Zachary's Breakfast and Lunch in Stoughton. We got Speedy Oil Change in Abington. We got D&E Auto Body Collision Center in Bridgewater, 35 years in business. We got T Martini and Sun Floor Covering in Abington. No job is too big or too small. Topic Time fans get 10% off. And we got MDI Auto Brokers and Repair in Whitman, only fully certified used car. I want to thank you guys very much. And on that note, now I will introduce this lovely young lady. This is Mimi Walsh. She's an actress. She's I don't know, a rather artistic young lady. She likes to she likes to stir things up. I get that sense about you in a good way.
Yeah, how'd you know?
Humorous, and we got a little film clip of her tonight to watch. But before we get to that, I'm going to interview her and talk about how you got to be where you're at. And I want to again thank you for sending me Brian J. McDonald last week as a guest.
He's great. I love him.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't love him, but I was delighted that he was able to come and do my show at the last minute, thanks to you and him, and that's wonderful. So, but now the show is focused on you because you're the guest. So, tell me about yourself, Mimi Walsh. Where did you grow up? How did you get into acting? What were your aspirations and goals as a kid? And let's take it from there. If I have any questions, I'll flip them in there. Go ahead.
Cool. Well, first of all, I'd like to say that you would be a great auctioneer. Reading off that list so fast, I was like, woo.
Well, you know what? We usually don't have that many, but because we held back a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, you were so good at it. I was like, wow.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. So I grew up in Connecticut, West Hartford.
Okay. It's a great area.
It really is, yeah.
Yep.
It's
kind of the opposite of East Hartford.
Yes, definitely. I'm surprised that you know that part of Connecticut.
I know everywhere. I make it my business.
Do you know Arizona?
It's a song.
No.
Arizona. Remember that? You're too young to remember that song. But go on.
Yeah. So I grew up in West Hartford. It is a wonderful town.
Yep.
The school system is amazing. Like the public schools are pretty much private schools.
Okay.
So
I imagine it's just because you didn't have too many students in the classes, so you got to get special attention.
I remember having a good amount of students in the classes. It's just that it was the first time that they had diversified schools.
Okay. What does that mean?
So they were taking kids from Hartford in and allowing them to go into our district.
Okay.
Because the schools are much better. So that was really great. That was a great thing for me, because I mostly in like grammar school, not middle school, but grammar school, it was mostly just all white kids.
Okay.
And when I got to middle school, high school, it was all diverse, and I couldn't have been happier. I had a group of 8 girlfriends, and we were all just so different. Like her parents were from Argentina.
Okay.
Another one from Vietnam.
Okay.
Another one from Italy, and I'm
Well, you
blessed.
like diversity. That's good.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay. And you probably felt your education improved as a result of it. You learned a lot, not only from your scholastic studies, but from the people that you were exposed to.
Oh yeah.
You made new friends, and as a result, you grew a lot, very well from the experience. So, socially, psychologically, and obviously, these, I assume some of these people are still friends with you today.
Yeah.
Okay, I sort of get that feeling. My hunch is you're the type of person that likes to hold on to friends for as long as you can.
I do. I'm extremely loyal to.
A fault.
Yes.
Okay.
To a fault, for sure.
I get it. That's good. That's good. Okay. Well, now during your school years, did you do anything along the lines of acting or entertainment?
I did take an acting class. I loved it.
Okay. In high school?
Yeah, in high school.
Okay.
But I was extremely insecure. I was overweight. My hair was short. I pretty much looked like a boy. So
wow.
I was very.
It changed since then, I'll tell you.
Thank you. Yeah. So I was pretty insecure. It was something that was always in the back of my mind, and this is funny because it was in the back of my mind as my backup plan, as if it was that easy. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, there's a backup plan to what?
A backup plan
succeed in life?
to what was considered.
Oh, you mean doing the acting class was a backup plan?
No. Acting in general, in my mind, was a backup plan.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, so it was just always there.
Well, I always say everything happens for a reason, and it sounds to me like you took it because it looked interesting, but you didn't expect to like it as much as you did.
Yeah, I didn't take it at all for that. I only took it because my friends were taking it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't so much the class that did it for me, but it was always in the back of my mind. When I was a kid, I would take my brothers, 3 brothers and my sister, and I would make them reenact the last scene in Dirty Dancing.
Okay.
And we would do New Kids on the Block all the time. So
I saw part of Dirty Dancing. What was be a little
You
more.
saw a part of Dirty Dancing?
Well, I only saw, yeah. I like Norman. He's pretty funny. Wayne Knight. Norman, from Seinfeld, he was in
Yeah,
that.
of course.
Right.
But Dirty Dancing, come on, man, you gotta see it.
Well, listen, I was 28 when that film came out. I don't think you were even born yet. It was 1987.
I was born.
You were?
Yeah.
You were born. You were that. Wow. You don't even look about 22, if that.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Well, if you want me to tell your age, amaze me. Go ahead. If that's up to you.
No, go ahead. You guess.
Well, I would have said maybe 24 at the most, 25.
I don't believe you.
Seriously. Well, you want to tell me? Go ahead. If not, that's fine.
I'll put it this way. I was born in 1980.
Then you're 40.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that is incredible. I have a hunch people have a hard time believing that if they don't know you. Even if they do.
It does happen to me a lot, but I mean, we as people, we look at ourselves differently, So what I see in the mirror.
Now I want you to guess my age if I haven't told you.
You haven't told me, but I know your cousin's age, so I'm guessing 59.
Oh, thanks. Well, two up, but that's.
What, 61?
Right. What's that?
61?
Yeah.
Oh, I was close.
Yeah, you were close. I was hoping you come up with a lower number too. You did come up with a lower number, but I was hoping a much lower. But I don't care.
My bad.
Right. No, it's fine. That's good. I'm not offended. But that's amazing, though. I mean, you look. I mean, you don't have any age lines that I can see. You have very clear, creamy complexion.
Oh, thank you.
And you look. You don't have like some people when they get to be in their 40s. They have like lines on their neck. You don't have any of that stuff. Age lines.
Yeah, I became very aware of that when I hit 30.
Okay.
And I was like, no, this is not going to happen. Like, so very scared of getting old, turning 30. So I started using like really good moisturizer, especially on my neck. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't know if it actually helped, but I mean.
I don't know if it didn't hurt.
Yeah, it definitely didn't hurt. But also, I have to thank my parents for the young
Oh,
looks.
they have the young.
They have baby faces, both of them.
Well, you do too.
Thank you. I think that's a compliment.
Of course it is.
Well, it does get kind of
I told
troubling.
you you look 22 when you said you're 40. That's impressive.
Thank you. But that
You're
does.
older than most of the staff here, which I never would have believed.
Really? Oh yeah, I wouldn't either.
Well, Kim's 30. She's not here today, but she doesn't look her age either.
Yeah.
Wow.
I bet 30 is an age where you kind of
I know,
still
30's
look.
an age where I freaked out when I turned 30. But
Yeah,
now
that's what I'm
I've
saying.
doubled it, and I never felt better.
Right.
But look, we don't want to get off the subject too much. Let's
We just
talk
did.
about how the acting evolved.
So what I was saying before about my age,
Yeah.
how I look.
Yeah.
It actually does kind of deter me from some roles where I go for, I'm like, okay, like the age is 35 to 40, the mother part.
Okay.
And I always get rejected because,
You don't look like a mother.
yeah.
Is it well, maybe, but there are plenty of other roles you could get.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm just saying specifically on that, like
Okay.
my age range.
Do you actually have children?
No.
Well, that's probably that's one of the reasons you haven't aged much either. Women
Well,
do-
I mean, I have raised a child, but.
Yeah, right, but you don't have any
Oh,
biological
you're
children.
right. You're right. That.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
the
that's
stress.
great though. I'll be honest with you. I love children, but I in this world the way it is now, I'd recommend as few people have them as possible.
You know, that's a sad truth.
Yeah, well, it's maybe not a sad truth. I mean, the world needs a break. But let's get back to acting though. What are your roles been? And then we're going to look at your clip. So go ahead.
So I had a lot of traumas in my life, and
Okay.
it was my decision once I turned 27.
Yep.
After a trauma that I had, I almost died from appendicitis.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Wow.
so that was, like I told you, that was the age, and I still had short hair, and I was wearing baggy clothes, no
Yeah, yeah.
makeup, nothing.
Right.
That was the moment when I realized, when my mom told me that I had almost died,
Yeah.
it was like a switch went off, and I was like, no, I don't want to swear, but I'm thinking that in my head.
Right.
I was like, no more of this. I'm gonna be myself. I am going to look how I want, and that's that. And I grew out my hair. I lost 60 pounds, and started wearing makeup and nicer fitting
Okay.
clothes.
Yep.
And that's when I got the confidence to finally go for acting. But back then, there was nothing online to learn from. So
Right.
I started getting books to learn myself,
Okay.
And I just hit a lot of roadblocks in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So finally, at 37, I was totally free of all these roadblocks.
Yep.
I was ready to go. I was in it.
Okay.
So I just fully immersed myself in 2017. And the first thing I did was Patriots Day as an extra, but it was just so wonderful for me because Peter Berg was one of my favorite actors as a kid because
Yep.
he did that movie, what was it?
I should know.
Yeah, I should know.
Okay.
It was about the skiers. It was the.
Well, if you don't know, don't worry.
Yeah, I
about
don't.
it.
I forget, but it's a wonderful movie. His character was Zeke. That's
What did you
what I
play in
remember.
that? Were you just like a passerby on the road?
I was a bomb victim, so I
Oh,
actually
wow.
was. I was actually behind the fake bombs.
Yeah.
And when they went, just before they went off,
Yep.
the kid in front of me goes, "Do you want me to stand behind?" Because I was directly behind the fake bomb.
Okay.
And he was like, "Do you want me to stand there?" I was like, "Okay, whatever." So he stood there. The fake bombs went off.
Yeah.
And his shirt caught fire.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
It wasn't a big deal. Nobody got hurt.
Oh, good.
But everyone on set did come to his aid
Well,
away.
I have to say, given this, that you say you've been through a lot of trauma, the fact that you were willing to do a film like that is pretty impressive in spite of that.
Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, it is.
Yeah, well, I like to point out things that help the guests out. But in the meantime, we're going to take a little break. We're going to look at a clip of. Tell me a little about this clip we're going to look at, and then we'll look at it and we'll go back to talking. So go ahead.
Yeah. So this is a clip from one of the 48-hour films that my production group called Different States and Darkshine Media. We came together during another 48. So we had a really nice big crew. It was produced by G. Cole Productions. It's called A Time for Change, and we produced it in 48 hours.
Great. Okay. And for that, without further ado, A Time for Change. A little clip of Mimi as a reporter doing a little gig on it, and then we'll then we'll continue the show and enjoy it, and we'll be right back. That's what I should have said. Here we go.
Yeah.
This just in. We've done it. We've made coal great again. The recent rollbacks within the current administration have finally gotten rid of that annoying red tape for private businesses nationwide. Spearheaded by a famous business mogul, the richest person alive, corporations can now carry out business as usual. In other news, climate change believers took to the nation's capital to protest the efforts, but to no avail. Obviously. Congress is currently looking into these activities to address whether or not they pose a domestic threat. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Those pesky groups, in my humble, completely unbiased opinion, are gonna be the downfall of this country. Rising sea levels? Forest fires? Glaciers melting? April 14th, 1912, glaciers brought down the Titanic. They're tough mothers.
Oh, that was great. Tell me about that.
But
You just watched the film, so tell me about it. Tell me about that little bit that you did. You were the reporter at the beginning.
right.
Okay, what was that? What was that
So
deal?
that was all the director, Stevie Raymond.
Okay.
He is just amazing. I can't fathom how he taught himself how to direct and edit in 1 year. I met this kid.
Okay.
i-
Kid,
in a-
what do you mean? How he's a young guy?
I call him a kid. He's 26.
Okay, yeah, that's young.
That gives away my age when I call him a kid, huh?
That's me too. So no,
Yeah.
no problem. What 26 can be, that's
Right.
sort of borderline.
Yeah. So this kid, this
young man, right?
Sorry, Stevie. He just grew over 1 year,
Okay.
and he's making his own movies, and he was directing me during that,
Okay.
and just getting these ideas like, wait, let me do this. And I just feel so comfortable with him that we did that in 2 takes.
Okay.
Like, it was just smooth sailing with him.
Wow.
And I also have to give a shout out to Samuel Dominic Borello.
Okay.
He was the other director on that one.
Cool.
He did a wonderful
did
job.
you sort of co-produce it too?
Yes, I was an assistant director.
Because I saw your
for-
name in the credits when I watched the clip this
Oh,
morning.
you did? Yeah.
Of course.
Yes.
And just now too. Well, this morning I watched the whole thing. Now we just watched that little bit that you were in.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I produce and I was assistant director, and I'm going to be directing a pilot that we want to pitch to Amazon.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we've been not sitting on it, but we've been working on it for about 4 months now.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're pretty excited about that.
Cool.
It's gonna take a lot of work, but I also got this guy called Wex.
Okay.
He's a pop R&B artist.
Cool.
He's only 18, and he's got these great songs on iTunes, and I heard them, and I was like, dude.
Are you going to use them in the pilot?
Yes, that
Great.
was because his song was so perfect for the show that I was like, I want to buy the rights to this, and he was like, okay.
Wow.
So,
Well, you obviously you're pretty savvy about these things. You obviously know, you've taught yourself a lot of stuff, and evidently, because of it, you've reached the pinnacle of success that you never thought you'd reach, and pretty soon you're going to be, after my show, you're going to reach pinnacles of success nobody would have believed possible. I would have believed it.
Okay.
Maybe Brian would have believed it, and all your friends. But where do you see how far you're going to go after topic time? I know I toot my own horn every now and then. What can I tell you?
Hey, come on, it's your show.
That's right. But I don't want to phase you out. But go on. So this is great. So you like this tunes, and you're going to use them in the.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to star yourself in this thing too, in this production?
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yes, because I went to school for mass communications. It focused on TV production.
Where?
University of Hartford.
Okay, got it.
In West Hartford, where I grew up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, so that I did that for ESPN.
Okay.
So I do have that knowledge of directing and producing, you know.
Yes.
But that as soon as I graduated, you know, and like I told you when I was 27, I realized, you know, I don't want to be behind the camera as much as I do in front of it.
You ham you.
What?
You ham you.
I mean, ham?
You ham like you like being hammy. You like showing off.
That's a reference.
You got the looks.
I'm not savvy to that reference.
No, you know what a ham like hammy? Don't you know what you're a ham? Like a ham is somebody that likes to.
I think that makes me think of like a guy that has ham thighs.
You never heard of the expression hammy? You like to ham it up. You like to show off.
Is that a Boston thing?
Maybe no, I don't think so. I heard the Three Stooges use it, and they're not Boston
Oh,
guys.
okay. So
No,
I'll take it. Three
look it up.
Stooges.
It's hammy.
Hey, my stepdad loves the Three Stooges.
Hammy is an adjective meaning likes to show oneself.
Oh, I don't. I'm not.
Really,
like that.
but you like being in front of the camera.
No, yeah. Well, I don't mind. I see these things as they've always been there. It's weird. Since I was a kid, I always imagined that everyone was watching me. Like,
that's a good thing, right?
It was weird, though. It was weird going through it.
Well, interesting you should bring that up the way you mentioned it, because for somebody that's in acting, that can either be great if you're happy about it, or it can mean you got blunt stage fright, which is not good.
Yeah,
But it sounds to me like it's the first thing in your case.
And that is a great point, because I don't know.
Can I make?
Right? So I don't know how or why that happened. Maybe it was because, you know, I really was supposed to be an actor.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that was something that I knew I wanted, but I didn't consciously know.
Right.
But the point is, the fact that I did grow up thinking that, you're right, it did make me completely comfortable in lights, cameras, whatever.
That's great.
And that's the thing that I like to tell a lot of actors that are afraid during like their first audition, or even in class they get the nerves. And I like to say to them, from now on, whenever you go out, act like you are on camera.
That's it.
There's cameras all over, because there are. I mean, there's Google Earth. We're always being filmed.
And if it makes you feel funny, imagine the people watching you are all naked too.
I've never had to do that, but I think that I would probably laugh if.
Well, it's nothing wrong with that. Laughing is good.
What if it's a serious scene?
Oh, so what? So make them laugh anyway.
I'm crying.
You can laugh at a serious scene. Imagine you'll stitch out if it's a comedic scene.
Or I'll be fired if it's a sad scene.
Well.
Empath scene.
All right. Well, use your best judgment. But speaking of music, I was wondering, have you ever you ever done any music, singing, playing, dancing, or any of that stuff?
Yeah. I taught myself how to play the trumpet when I was 9.
Cool.
Yeah, and I was in the jazz band, marching band, concert band, orchestra.
Wow. So there's a whole side of you that I'm just finding
band.
out.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, and I ended up being a first chair trumpet player with no lessons.
Wow.
And the thing was, I could read the notes. I knew what the fingerings were for the notes on the trumpet, but I could not read the tempo.
Okay.
I wasn't trained in that. So I had to listen to the person next to me, and then I could emulate the exact same sound, but better. Like and I'm not hamming or whatever this is. This is just because my instructor named me first chair, you know.
Okay.
So obviously he told the class the reason was because my tone was perfect.
Okay.
And it's very hard to get a perfect tone, because playing the trumpet is all about the power of your lips.
Right.
And the way that you can purse them. Oh my God, I just spit with COVID going around. Are you kidding me?
What happened?
Anyway,
You bit your lip?
No, I spit a little bit.
Oh, okay. Don't worry
See,
about it.
this is why we need masks.
We all have saliva, don't we? What's the problem?
No, but I'm talking during this time, COVID.
Don't worry about it. Oh, don't.
What? Yes,
don't
worry about it.
The virus, if you have any of that, it's gonna die by the time anybody gets near it anyway.
Don't listen to him.
No, well, you'll be fine.
If you wear a mask.
Yeah, I know we do. We do when we.
Yeah. I'm just saying, outside of here.
Fine. But okay. So that having been said, do you include any of your music in any of your films? Are you planning to at all?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I mean, I play myself just sometimes if I feel like it or if no one's in the house, because it is very loud. So
Okay.
it's a hard thing. I mean, you could go to a music place and have a booth and just rock and jam out, but it does bother neighbors.
Okay, well, good. You don't want to bother neighbors, but I'm
Yeah.
sure you can find plenty of places to go and and zone out and do it by yourself. All right, we're just about to wrap the show up, but I have one question for you. I noticed on your Facebook page you're doing like a pilgrim thing. What's up with that? You got on your profile picture on your Facebook page. You look like a pilgrim girl.
The
What's up?
picture?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm just wearing a winter hat.
That's a hat. I thought you were in a scene from
No.
from a movie about settling the Plymouth in 1630 or whenever they settled it.
Gosh, that's so funny how people look at things so differently.
Well, I make observations and then I
Yeah.
ask questions. That's why I'm so great at doing the show.
Absolutely, and now I can see that.
Okay.
But no, that was a Christmas card picture.
That's unbelievable. I thought you were playing a pilgrim in a film of some about the colonial
All right,
days.
now I'm taking that picture down.
It's a great picture. Why don't take it down? I think
I don't want to look like a pilgrim.
Why? You were a pretty pilgrim.
Well, thank you, but I'm.
All right, well, look, you got to do what you got to do. I'd leave it up, but that's me. I would suggest you don't take it down. I think it looks great.
All right, I'll leave it up just for you.
And the reason I'm saying that is because people are going to see that and say, oh, she can play a pilgrim, she can play anything. You want people to give you more
You think
action.
everybody sees it as me looking like a pilgrim?
Well, I don't know what everybody sees. All I know is that's what I thought when I saw it. I thought you were in a film about the colonial days as a pilgrim.
That's so cool. Okay.
All right, well, listen, we're down to the final 5 minutes of the show. So what I want you to do in the remaining time is look at the camera, give shouts out to people that are going to see the show, and then we'll wrap it up, just like we began it with.
All right.
So go for it.
So I got to give a shout out, obviously, to my mother, who has allowed me to dive into this wonderful acting community. Also, Samuel, Dominic Borello, Stevie Raymond, Connor McDermott, Gladys Cole, Alfie Estime. I said it right, Alfie. And of course, my great friend Brian. I love you, Bri. So.
All right, well, I hope you had fun with me.
Of course, are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you, but if you say so, all right.
You take it all literal. I gotta say, you've got humor just like your cousin.
I'm better than she is.
Well, I don't know. She was my
well,
favorite.
I mean, put it this way, I could say, there were certain things I can't say that she would say on this,
Oh, I noticed that in the 90s. She was way before her time with her comedy.
Yeah?
I picked up on it, and I was, you know that MTV show?
Yes.
I was like, who is this? Who is this with this sordid, awesome humor? And that
Where do you
was.
think she got it from?
Well, yeah, it must be in the family.
It is in the family.
Yeah, and I just see her. That was one of the moment where I was, because I've got comedy inside of me.
Yes, I can tell.
And it was her, the first time that I noticed that dry humor, and I was like, that's what I want. That's what I want too.
If you think it through, it's really wet humor.
Yeah.
It makes you get wet, eyes, wherever else. You know what I'm saying?
Like nervous?
People laugh till they cry.
Oh, laugh till they cry.
Yeah.
Where you have to pause it because you're laughing too hard.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, before we wrap it up, I just want to say, if you have any people that you know that haven't done the show, send them my way.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Obviously, Brian obviously did the show, but you probably know other people, all those directors that you were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
If they like the show, tell them, give them
Oh,
my
you
visit.
should have us all on at the same time.
Well,
we're a fun group.
When the virus is eradicated, we may do that. Okay, but you know who I'm talking about. You just let them know.
Yeah.
All right, Mimi, you ready to wrap the show up as we started it?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. Folks, thanks for watching more great episodes of Topic Time. More will follow. Take care. See you next time.